My name is Kim. I'm 19 years old, and I'm visually impaired. So today I'm going to make a video about what's like to be visually impaired, okay? Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, so it's difficult sometimes because there's a lot of obstacles to being visually impaired, such as being unable to get a driver's license. It can be hard to learn to navigate without being able to see where you're going. But with orientation and mobility training, it'll eventually take practice, and you'll eventually become good at it. Okay, so also I had to learn how to manage around the kitchen and house safely without like touching the stove and all that stuff. So I had teachers from the CNIB that would teach me how to do that. Yeah, so I read differently from sighted people. I read Braille. Yeah, so basically Braille is raised bumps on a sheet of paper which represents letters and words. Yeah, so it's for people who are unable to read print. There are lots of visually impaired people that read large print. Like not all of us who are visually impaired require to read Braille. Yeah, so visually impaired basically just means that you have vision that cannot be corrected with ordinary glasses. So 20 over 200 vision is considered legally blind or less. So I had a friend who had 20 over 200 vision. And she is a large print user. Okay, so you're probably wondering how I navigate around, eh? So you're probably wondering how I manage tasks around the house, eh? Okay, so yeah, so I have to rely on my other 4 senses since my vision is not the most reliable. Yeah, so I use my vision to the best extent that I can, even though I only have a little bit. Even though I have a vision loss, I still can't wait to go to university in January. I just can't wait to start. I'm currently out of school right now, just finished my upgrading. But I actually finished my grade 12 year in 2011. I just took a year to upgrade after that. Okay, so I'll show you one of my white canes I use. Okay, so this is a folded up cane. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I unfold it, just like that. Yeah, so I'll show you how I would sweep. I'll sweep just like that. And move my cane back and forth, and this is gait position. I'll put it this way so you can see a bit. Yeah, so I have my cane just horizontally in front of me, like. Yeah, so I have to do that whenever I'm waiting to cross the street. Yeah, so I can see a bit of color and some shapes, and I can tell people in front of me, or if there's a big object in front of me like a car. And I can tell if my garage is open just by looking at it, just by seeing, to see if it's you know, closed, if it's open. Yeah. So when you see someone with a white cane, don't assume they're totally blind, okay? Because most people that the CNIB assists have some vision. So CNIB stands for the Canadian National Institute for the Blind, and not everyone who not everyone who is legally blind is totally blind. Okay, so CNIB has more than just Braille stuff. It's got large print and talkie calculators and watches and large print cards for people with low vision. Yeah, so they have programs like the Toastmasters, which I haven't been in yet. So even though I'm visually impaired, I know how to cope with it. I try not to look at my visual impairment as a disability. I try to look at it more as an obstacle. So even though I'm not able to get a driver's license, or even though there are places that I cannot work at, I just have to get around it and just make the best of it. So I want to focus on my abilities. I don't want to focus on my disabilities. If you do focus on your disabilities, you're gonna think of yourself as, oh, I can't do this because I'm this. That's not true. Yeah, so everyone has abilities, everyone has disabilities. I'll show you my Braille ruler. It looks just like this. You see the large print numbers at the bottom and the Braille at the top. Yeah, so the print letters are also raised. So that way I can feel it. I'd rather feel the print letters than the Braille. Yeah, so this is my very own personal ruler. I had to get that because I was taking math. Yeah, so you probably see that there's only even numbers. There's no odd numbers on this ruler. It's because the print is so big and you can't fit like odd numbers on there. I like this ruler because it's stiff and it's not very bendable. There's lots of rulers for people like me. So you can get the ones that are bendy, you can get the ones that are wide and looks like this. You can get one that just in Braille and the print is all small and it's, you know, not raised. But I like this ruler because it's got raised print numbers. I think it's a good ruler. I had to use this to make graphs once, like a lot. Okay, so I'm bringing out my book to show you. It looks like a bunch of bumps. Hey, just I'll put it in front of the camera so you can see it a bit. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of bumps. Hey, but if you can't see that, that's fine with me. So okay, yeah, so that's Braille. Yeah, so I would read just by feeling it, like that. But I would use two hands usually, but I'm holding the book up with my other hand, so yeah. So this is how I would read. show you one of my diagrams. It looks just like this. Yeah, so the diagrams have to be done on a special paper. Can't be done on an ordinary paper. Okay, so yeah, this is such a big book, hey, and it looks almost like a phone book, hey. Yeah, cause Braille takes up so much space. 20 pages of print could be about 40, 50 pages of Braille. It's insane. A whole print textbook could be one volume like of the print textbook. So for example, the whole entire textbook is about 20 volumes of Braille, perhaps 15. I had to carry 2 or 3 books like this to school. I would bring it home and study, and they're so heavy. Yes, the good thing is that I can just flip through pages anytime and just read. But they take up so much space, and they look like a phone book. And hopefully in university, I wouldn't have to carry as much Braille volumes. I'll use my iPad and have my textbooks downloaded on there instead. Okay, so what I love about my iPad is that it's got a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver. VoiceOver would tell me which icon it is, and they'll tell me to double tap to open or etc. Yeah, VoiceOver is great for moving icons because it'll tell me if the icon's out of the folder or in the folder, or if it's approaching border. Yeah, so same as other iPhones and the new iPod Touches now and iPod Nanos. I actually looked on the Apple website and I learned about that. Yeah, so I love my iPad because it can do so much for me. I have a computer in my room which has JAWS on it. JAWS stands for Job Access with Speech. It's also a screen reader. But it's very annoying. I don't like to listen to JAWS read things to me because it sounds like a robot. Before, the previous versions of the JAWS was so finicky and I could barely go on things with it. So with my previous version of JAWS, I couldn't check my email. I had to update to a later version of JAWS, and I managed to do that. I can pretty much go onto anything with JAWS 13. It's so great. JAWS 13 is the best version of JAWS that I've ever had. I must confess. Okay, so when I do laundry around the house, I would have to look at the clothes and to see if they're light or dark. Like this tank top here, I'll look at this. This is kind of like a light gray tank top. Yeah, so I'll have to look at that, and I would say, I would be able to tell that it's light. Yeah, I was looking sideways at the tank top. I have peripheral vision, that's why. Mostly peripheral vision on the left corner of my left eye, and I don't have much I have central vision, but it's not very good. My right eye, I can't see very much, so I see out of my left eye more than I do on my right eye. Like my mom, she used to think that I couldn't see anything, but I told her it's not true. I can still see a little bit. My mom and dad are both happy that I can still see a little bit, and they're thinking that one day that the doctors will be able to fix my eyes, but who knows when that will happen, you know? If that will ever happen at all. Yeah, so despite my vision loss, I'm I'm still a normal person. I try to be content with what I have, so I try to be a happy person. I work part-time on weekends doing ear training for students at a piano school. So it's at Londonderry Mall, and I teach there. My students are great. They're respectful to me, and they're willing to learn. Most of my students I teach are in their teens. Some of them are kids like 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds. I have a 10-year-old student who's in grade 6 piano. I'm serious. Like he plays like a pro when he's only 10 years old. Like he amazes me because he can play so well for his age. I love my teaching job, but I just wish I can work there more hours. But, you know, gotta be happy with the job I have. I've been trying to look for a job. I tried to go to on-site placement services, so that's for people with disabilities, and they help them look for a job, and you attend workshops there. But what's the point? So, since it's only a semester off, so might as well be happy with the job I'm having. I try not to stress out too much. I just try to be happy. I want to be treated normally like everyone else. I don't want to be treated differently because I have a disability. I don't want people to see my disability as a disability. Because everyone has strengths, everyone has weaknesses, everyone has abilities, everyone has disabilities. And I want people to see my disability as more of an obstacle that I have to face challenges with every day. And hopefully when I go to university, hope a lot of people there would treat me normally. I'm sure the professors will. And other students and other staff. The university's going to be big, and I'm probably going to get lost for the first few days. So I haven't got accepted yet, so if I do get accepted, I'll let you know. Yeah, so this big Braille book sure is big. And I don't want to carry 3 of those to school, but I was used to doing that for a long time. I did that in grade 10, 11, and 12. I did that in Center High a lot. I would carry my Braille books home and back to school. And one time my mom was like, "Why are you carrying so much? It's so heavy." And I'm like, "They're my books. I gotta carry them to school." Yeah, so I'm glad that the Braillists from the University of Alberta were able to Braille my stuff. My school hired them. I'm sorry, just ignore that. That's just my dog. Well, I'll end this video for today, and thanks for watching.